So there was like a very important tip that was given to me by like one of the lead was that like to make things look huge, just keep like the top areas, like the ceiling areas kind of darker and have like a bit of gradients from like the bottom floor to up, and it will make things look huge. And I was like, wow, that just changed my life. I never thought about that. Like suddenly I was like, like it was like me just having like my brain just exploded. I was seeing universe and shit. So it's pretty much like that.
So some projects have like a limitation on, or you cannot have more than four shadow casting light in one area or
Okay.
one room or something. Do you have any of those challenges?
Yeah, I mean, we sort of do, but like it's kind of like since we have most of our games so far, like Borderlands 3, for example, a lot of areas kind of are like baked shadows. So like you don't really have like, I mean, we have dynamic lights. Some of them, like most of the dynamic lights are like non-shadow casting. The thing is like if we have the shadow casting dynamic lights but like stationary lights that they don't like have like dynamic shadows, but they, I mean, sort of, but like it kind of breaks down the indirect light and stuff, right? So it's like semi-dynamic in a way. But those ones we have to be very careful of, not the number of it but more like overlapping. Like we have to make sure that they are not overlapping way too much. We can't have dynamic like shadows as much. Like for example, like sometimes like you have like a lot of dynamic objects, right, like that can break or explode and stuff like that. And oftentimes they don't cast any shadows, right? Like especially if you have like a very static light kind of thing, it doesn't cast any shadows. And when like when you look at them, like they kind of like seem like they're floating. They don't have any connection between like the ground and like those objects, and it kind of comes off really weird. Usually we kind of find some ways to like like just fake a shadow by like having like hidden shadow, just putting like a geometry and like hiding it and like just let it cast like a hidden shadow kind of thing, so like it looks like they are there kind of thing. But sometimes we like it's on like usually on the crates and stuff. But on a few like key areas, sometimes I often use something that's like dynamic shadow casting, but like I can't have more than one or two in a map. We can, sometimes I do, and then I ask for forgiveness. But but usually if like it's looking good and like if the budget can afford, it depends on that. Like it's map to map basis. Like